Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call to order the Infrastructure, Transportation, and Safety Subcommittee. We'll begin with the land acknowledgement, followed by a moment of silent reflection, and then a respectful conduct statement. We acknowledge that Stratford is situated on lands shared between many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples today. As a city, we have a responsibility for stewardship of the land on which we live and work. Today, we acknowledge the Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and the neutral Arawandra peoples, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to live, work, and play on this land. Respected Stratford. The Corporation of the City of Stratford is committed to providing quality service to all members of the public, council, and our employees. Our goal is to promote a safe, healthy, respectful, inclusive, and positive environment. We have a responsibility to treat people with respect by creating safe and respectful spaces. It is the city's expectation that all residents will meet their right. Item 2 is disclosure of junior business. Then, item 3 is delegations, which we have scheduled. Item 4 is the report of the manager of environmental services. 4.1 is drinking water quality management standard 2025 infrastructure review.
So this report is to provide council information regarding the drinking water quality management standard operational plan. So the Safe Drinking Water Act requires municipalities to annually review the Ontario DWTMS operational plan. That results from this review are communicated to council. This report fulfills that requirement. So the infrastructure review is one of the program elements of the quality management system. The infrastructure review was conducted on December 17th, and it looks at 3 components: maintenance review, major projects review, major projects that were completed. So the attached infrastructure review table identifies over $124,000 worth of previously established operational and capital items that have already been funded through the 2025 budgets. All the projects listed have been completed, and as mentioned, we're budgeted for and funded from existing reserves, including the Foreman Tower rehabilitation project that has since been completed. So the required annual review of capital asset information for this reporting purpose will continue to assist in ensuring that assets are maintained or replaced when required, that rates collected from users are sufficient to cover these costs. Happy to answer any questions for
you. Are there any questions, comments? I did have one comment. I just happened to see this today, that somebody received a letter, because it's frozen services are mentioned in the infrastructure, and so people's home water service freezing over. So this particular person apparently received a letter that asked them to continually run the water. So the question was why I'm receiving this letter when I haven't had a frozen service. So maybe you can answer that one.
Yeah, so right now we're currently on batch 4 of our frozen service group. This is the first batch since 2014 that we've had to go with the 4th batch. Usually it's 1 or 2 batches, and we have people run the water to prevent it from freezing. In order, the reason for doing this is to prevent us from going out and buying out some services that we've identified as being shallow or previously freeze.
Okay, so the person that received the letter probably had a service that at some point did freeze.
Yes. So yes, authority potentially before they own that address.
Okay, thank you. It just somebody posted that on social media. There were a lot of interesting answers, but to that.
I just want to follow up to that. I assume that was because some of the pipes are above the frost line. Is that what?
Yes. Yes. So we've identified over several hundred throughout the city that are shallow. So as we do reconstruction projects, they get lowered, but we have a list of residents that are above the frost line. They also, if they're running through driveways, they're more susceptible to frost damage to the ground as well, so.
And I would clarify the letter did say, please contact us to get more information. So they could also contact you. Anyway. Any other thoughts, comments? Okay, we'll move on to 4.2, drinking water quality management standard 2025 management.
So that we part of the WQMS review. So this report provides council with a summary of information that council must review annually in accordance with the WQMS operational plan. In combination with the infrastructure review, this formulates the one of the 21 elements of the quality management system. It was also done on December 17th. It was to review allowed for a comprehensive evaluation of the city's drinking water quality management system. The attached documents contain a summary of information that has been reviewed by management, includes the Ministry of Environment annual inspection, third-party internal and external audit findings and operational performance. And this period was from December 1st, 2024 to December 1st, 2025. So most of the issues and findings were administrative in nature and specified as minor or opportunities for improvement. Majority of these findings have since been resolved, and any ongoing items have been or are being addressed. Any questions?
Questions?
If I understand correctly, we need a motion to receive both this one as well as one prior. So I'll move to receive item 4.2, and then as my roll call, I'll also move to receive item 4.
Sounds good, okay, 4.2, all in favor? And there's no other comments or questions, you're gonna move 4.1 as well, and no comments or questions, all in favor? And that carries, thank you. Move on to item 5.1 is the encroachment application for 86 Athlone Crescent, and there was an attached report, and there is a recommendation that the application to permit the encroachment of the tenant parking space at 86 Athlone Crescent on Athlone Crescent Road allowed to be approved, and then the annual fee of $254.89 adjusted yearly by CIP and CPI and added to property tax bill for that address, and that city clerk be directed to prepare by law. Councilor Gabriel, are you gonna move that? Is there any discussion or comments? Seeing none, all in favor? There's item 6 is the department update, and I'm going to go to guys through that.
Sure, I think for today, I do have the manager that works with us, Jerry Whistle. I just thought it'd be an opportunity as winter is wrapping up, for to do a bit of a brief overview of our operations. As well as answer any questions you may have. Sure.
We're rocking up with that base.
Okay, welcome. Okay, go ahead.
Just to speak about public works and our general road maintenance, it's on page 4 of 8. We have sustained heavy snowfall. We've had approximately 448 centimeters of snow since November the 8th. And we have hauled approximately 2,000 truckloads of snow from city streets, which has resulted in 300,000 plus tons of snow to the snow dump. The task required 2 bulldozers to check in with the trucks and push all the snow up. I did provide a map that was attached to today's agenda that showed how much space or how many streets that we did cover at the time that we were operating. And our service focus was primary and secondary routes, and then maintaining emergency access. And then we did deal with sightline issues, and we were helping out when needed or called upon by Avalon Maitland and other private school boards to open up some snow stops or school bus pickups for their students. The citizen reporting and issue management went very well. Residents submitted their requests for snow removal and road concerns, then we triaged them daily. Escalations were done based upon tracking and logging in our universe logbooks. And then we just reaffirmed and reiterated to anybody that called in our level of service and tried explaining our material that's with the lack thereof that we've dealt with this entire year so far. People noticed and talked a lot about the snowpack and ice pack that we had in the streets, and that was a result of us not having enough salt and supply to be able to break that bond or prevent that bond from happening. We have had some retreat from the weather, which you could see with the condition of our streets. We did receive a lot of salt in the past couple of weeks, but again, now that the lakes are opening up, the ships are moving and we're on standing by again to receive salt, much like every other municipality in the area. And last week we began pothole servicing again, and we've been relying on excessive road patrols to make sure we're catching as many as we can, and online portals that we submit online without going to check. We just take the public's word for it and put it right onto our roadside application. Weather and prioritization of our services that Taylor and I have been talking and talks about, and we'll be coming back to council with how we're going to implement and react to the alerts that Northern Canada is putting out there. A lot of moving parts, and we're noticing them not having a lot of confidence in their own system right now as well. Just to reiterate to council and the chair that we are in compliance with our level of service, and if you happen to need MMS with virtually every event. And then just to touch on our health and safety and compliance, as you may have been aware that we're at a critical point with our CR points for the city. We have a lot of dedicated and experienced staff, but we felt like it was the time that we needed to do an education session with them. And I'm happy to say that ever since we've done the education session and everybody received a blanket memorandum of incident stating that moving forward, zero tolerance with spatial awareness and maybe contact with vehicles that are not moving, and we haven't had any incidences since then. And next I can talk about waste management. The landfill reporting biannual report should be completed soon. The work is in progress. Household hazardous waste participation is being confirmed by Perth East. 30 pound per soap is accepted. The source separated organics procurement is closed. Taylor, Emily, and I have met and rated it, and Emily will have a report to management report soon to council. We had a ministry of environment surprise visit, which we do from time to time, and that happened in January. Emily and I took the MOE officer around and showed him the landfill, and it went very well considering. And then just something that we'd like to bring up is bag tags. We've had an issue lately with illegal bag tags, and Stratford police is aware. They're cooperating and helping us out. This isn't the first instance and won't be the last. What we're noticing is some people are talking them very well, but what's missing is a serial number on it. So it's an education piece that we'll probably be promoting soon, because we're the bag tags that we're purchasing. And that's it for me in public works. If you have any questions or comments.
Just a question about so for future years, and how we set the level of service. Do we look at a number of years preceding the average snowfall and we kind of plan for that, or how do we set that standard?
So through the chair, a number of years ago, we were having a problem meeting when MMS came out, and then we were trying to find different ways to be able to meet it or exceed it. We always just try to exceed we adopted our level of service based upon the MMS, along with how many people that we have on staff and the time that it takes to complete. We rerouted our whole city and created 4 different zones for trucks for plowing, which is 50 kilometers approximately each, and then sidewalk plows, they've got 5 weeks. And that's what we based it upon, is timing requirement for MMS, as much as we could keep the public as happy as we could during abnormal years of weather, but yes, things are changing from year to year. Taylor and I will have to be doing a review. The demands are exceeding what we normally could accomplish very easily.
Yeah, don't think, and I just, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Just to reiterate that, MS, when we already have established that, right? So it's figuring out what we're kind of mandated to do with what we have, and we meet the standard requirements, but based on a sort of established that.
I just a comment that I thought it was very well done, given the volume, so to all your staff, thank you. Have we ever looked at in heavy periods, do we contract anything out to outside companies?
So this year, the end of last year, we did. The beginning of this year, this season, we used contractors a number of times to be able to apply pressure to be able to scrape some of our snow back. We've used them 10 times so far just this season, whereas last year we only used them twice. So the snowfalls or the accumulations is dictating it. Also, operator hours of service, different things like that are all considered before contacting them.
Just one last comment. I noticed my wife pointed it out to me. I noticed that I went to the public speaking to levels of service, and I thought that was a really positive move, being proactive with that. So kudos to your department for that. Thank you.
Comments or questions?
I want to brief update this, we're on the discussion topic anyways, Jeremy and I, and this crew as well, will have a winter operations evaluation this year. He does it every year, but in particular, just based on the sheer audit we had. Discuss levels of service considerations like to solve or any other considerations might be worth discussing at that point, and likely be reporting back to council as updated how the year went, any future recommendations that we have proceeds.
Yeah, our municipal partners or contractors did help us out a lot, and you'll probably hear more things about it in the future over some contracts and different things like that, or tender processes, or we have some contractors that may have spread themselves out a little bit too thin. We have other contractors that are very robust and are able to help us, and it was a big coordinated effort to be able to blow, plow, haul, and do parking lots all at the same time. And at one point, we had 3 crews working with 6 trucks at a time. And if it wasn't for those contractors being invested into Stratford, we would be probably having a different conversation today. So yeah, they deserve kudos in that mix as well.
Yeah, I would comment that I did twice. I came across the crew doing blowing, cutting back the banks and blowing, and it's an impressive operation and video both times. But yeah, like that requires like 6 or 7 pieces of equipment, like big dump trucks, and like it's not an inexpensive or cheap or easy operation, but it's really involved. So I don't know if people appreciate quite how much coordination is needed for that, and also how expensive it is. The other thing I would note too is that we do have a growing city, so we've got more municipal roads coming on board as different subdivisions are built and so on. So that also was within that service evaluation as well. We do need more something, like contracted equipment or other things to balance it out, because it's a continually changing scenario. If we don't know what it is,
For sure.
our area is expanding, and there are a lot of different factors. So kudos to you and your team, guys are doing a great job, and especially if it's a criticism continually. So really appreciate it.
We appreciate your guys' support, thank you.
Thanks.
One more item, so I don't bring it about winter operations and then what we do have. Last around summer, there was a motion made towards the ITS subcommittee, but looking at overnight cargo restrictions. Just so you're aware, multiple departments for the organization that a couple times now discussed the issues and how to move forward. We have received from clerks their draft report for recommendations on how to move forward. It's now in myself and Jerry's hands to review and make our own assessment and recommendations before we meet again as a department. So what was initially the request to look at overnight parking restrictions has evolved to something a bit more robust and fulsome. It's going to take a bit more time to hash out many details that we consider as part of that review. But we're looking to have some before council not too long. So just an update for where we're at.
So I do have a question actually about the parking. Did you have any situations where you needed to get cars or ticketed because they were parked on the road in each spot?
We, in the past, we've had a troublesome relationship with operators and shipping and the needs of the police and different things like that. Since in the past couple of years, we've been promoting a positive relationship and working together. We record addresses and problematic areas now and license plates and colors vehicles for them to do an educational thing after the fact. But the police are open to it. We have provided several addresses and habitual overnight parkers that are impeding operations, and the police have been very cooperative. Along with all the snowbanks and how big they were and how big cars are getting now and the size of vehicles, the police have been a great resource for us.
Thanks, yeah, that's really the important part is in winter.
Yeah.
Not having those cars overnight, it's sort of critical. So, thank you. Anything further? What do you want, stuff? Okay, great.
Any questions?
Unless there's questions. Item 7 is advisory and committee outside board minutes, there are none. The next subcommittee meeting will be on March 25th, 4:30 p.m. right here, and item 9 is adjourned. Councilor Hunter will move, all in favor, and we're adjourned, thank you.